the celestial chariot descends from the heavens, Indraloka or Svarga. And in it is the charioteer Matali, the personal chauffeur, so to speak, to the king of gods, Indra. This is one of the greatest chariots in the world, and very few people are allowed to even see it, let alone sit in it. If you are Indra's enemy, this is the last thing you see before your city is destroyed. If you are Indra's closest friend, you still may not get a seat in the chariot. Arjuna ascends such a chariot and travels towards Indraloka, and on his way, he sees many other lokas. Now he has a different point of view. Matali is a good guide as well. He takes him around and shows him how the stars look from the firmament, what regions are inhabited by what people. He shows them rivers, how they look from up above. He shows them mountains. He shows them various lokas, so to speak, which are given to various celestial beings. Arjuna is speechless and awestruck. This is a view that very few people see, unless they're also celestial beings or great rishis. Thanking his luck that he got to experience this, Arjuna eventually reaches Svargaloka. In here, he is introduced to all the important gods, 30 of them, who are Indra's associates, so to speak. In it are many gods who have already given him very important weapons. Arjuna spends almost 5 years in this land, perfecting, learning divine weapons, their properties, how to use them, when to use them, on whom to use them, and in which situation to use them. After he has become an expert in divine weapons, Indra sends him to the Gandharva known as Chitrasena. In here, Arjuna also learns the art of dance and music. But this is not any ordinary dance or music. This is inaccessible to humans. No other human has even seen this performance, let alone learn about it. Once again, Arjuna realizes how lucky he is to get access to all of this. There is another story told of Urvashi. This is not part of the main critical edition, but this is an interesting story all the same. Urvashi approaches Arjuna and expresses carnal desire to unite with him. But Arjuna is confused. Urvashi is Indra's Apsara. And because he is the son of Indra, that means she is like a mother to him. Urvashi argues that the Apsaras don't belong to anyone, and this differentiation of father and son are for humans and gods. Apsaras don't distinguish, and therefore Arjuna should consent. Arjuna is still uncomfortable and says no, and Urvashi is furious. She has never once been refused. People all around the world crave for one sight of her, and this boy is rejecting her advances. So she curses him to become impotent forever. Arjuna asks for forgiveness, but says he will still not accept her offer. Taking pity upon him, the Apsara says, "You will have to still remain impotent for a year, but I will give you a choice to choose that year." In the next few years, we will see that Arjuna and all his brothers have to live in incognito, and that is when he is going to use this curse as a boon to hide himself. That's a story for another day though. That said, this story itself is not part of the critical edition and is only an extension story or a upakatha that is found in some local variants. Back to the main story now. Now that his learning of the divine weapons and music and dance is complete, Indra sets a target to him. He says there are some Nivata Kavachas, villains so to speak, who have been terrorizing the gods and are spoiling their yajnas and are hell-bent upon destroying Indraloka. All the gods have tried to defeat them but have been unable to. But now, since Arjuna has the knowledge of all the divine weapons from all the gods, it is possible that he may be able to take upon them. He does successfully defeat these Nivata Kavachas, but that story is not told here. This will now be recited in a later episode by Arjuna himself when he descends back to earth. This descent back to earth is also an interesting story that we will have to wait for a moment. A sage known as Lomasha has come to Indraloka and is surprised to see Partha there. He asks Indra, what has he done to deserve all this? And Indra explains the virtues of Partha to Lomasha. He then instructs this sage to go back to the Kamyaka forest and inform Yudhishthira and all the other brothers who might be worried about the long absence of Arjuna to not think too much about him. He says Arjuna is in good hands and he will return in good time back to you. Lomasha then goes to earth, visits the Kamyaka forest on Indra's advice, and tells Yudhishthira to rest assured about Arjuna and his well-being and to live their life happily without worry. But it's been quite a few years. What is going on in the Kamyaka forest? How are the brothers and the wife living by themselves? Are they missing Arjuna? Have they made peace with this and have decided to live by themselves? That's a story for another day. Indra is Arjuna's father, but every time Arjuna is in trouble, Indra does not immediately jump to help him. Unlike Dronacharya, Indra is a different kind of mentor or teacher or guide. Where a Dronacharya would have helped him take revenge on Ekalavya or make promises that he will be the best student and he makes that promise, Indra is different. Arjuna is blessed to have a lot of different kind of mentors, and Krishna is also one of them. But it is important to know that Indra's style of mentorship is very different. He does not immediately help. When Arjuna is looking for Indra, he comes disguised as a Brahmana and advises him to go seek Pashupati first. It's only after Arjuna has proved his worth by impressing Shiva and collecting a Pashupata weapon, that is when Indra comes in and steps up to help Arjuna. But when he has tested him, he is all in to help him. He brings in his friends, makes them help him also. He takes him to heaven and provides even more guidance and training. He makes another test by sending him out to fight the Nivata Kavachas. Long story short, Indra's way of mentorship is first test and then trust. There's an entire video I have about how Arjuna had a wide variety of mentors and what impact they had on his life. That video will be linked here somewhere that you can get.